All right, all right. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Yeah. I'm going a little bit live. I hope y'all see the title. I'm on my phone, so you know what's popping. I'm just chilling in the living room, right? So, as you can see, the title of this video is a single black man's experience. I think that's what it is. What's happening, Ron, man? It's actually supposed to be a single black man's experience. I don't know if I put the title right or not. Naima, hey girl, stay out of that club, girl. You looking a little too good now. Tavar, what's poppin'? Now I'm gonna talk about, you know, a single black man's experiences in dating, right? And I'm gonna touch on a bunch of topics. Man, yo, I don't know how YouTube work. I don't trip on that. I just do me. It's been a long day. I'm at home now. I'm chilling. I'm gonna do this before I go out. Now, I can't talk about. I'm not gonna talk right or wrong. Anything. What's up, Nike? You listen. Oh shit. It's still H time. What's up, Devin? I'm not gonna talk right or wrong, bad, good or bad, hopefully. But I'm gonna just talk about experiences. Some of the guys, y'all might agree, y'all might have seen these things happen, and it might have happened to y'all. Some of you ladies, just so you know, this is how sometimes men experience women. Are you going to? Oh snap! You about to get faded, Naima. It's okay. I'm gonna talk about that too, Mike. But the first thing I'm gonna talk about is I'm a single black man, and commitment is one of the issues. Cynical, what's popping? So cynical ass. Commitment. Oh shit. It's theoretical. What's popping, man? Uh, Commitment is the issue. Like a lot of times, here you go, Miss Price. Stop choosing the wrong man. Oh yes, I am. Yes, I am. I ain't gonna get into all that. You see, I ain't got no. You see this right here? That's empty. That's empty. I ain't got. Ain't no tattoos because y'all had tattoos instead of rings and whatnot. But commitment is the first thing. Man, nothing's popping theoretical, man. Just doing this live real quick. But let me get into this joint. Um, I'm gonna get on that too. You may don't worry about that. Commitment is issue number one for me. Um, I can't say I haven't met women worth committing to. What's up, Edward? But I have met, between all the women I've dated in my life, a very small portion of them were actually worth committing to. So, and some people have a anxiety about commitment. I don't really, if I think you're worth it, I'm gonna do it. Now I've had women, ironically, one woman I would have actually married, but I met her when I was about to move to a different city. So that killed it. But she was definitely worth committing to. I didn't move, but because of that, she had to move on and date somebody else, which I understood wholeheartedly because that process of moving took me about maybe 8 months in total to find out I wasn't even gonna wind up moving. Um, but the thing about the commitment is this: one of the issues was actually, you know, there you go. What's happening, our car? What's happening? One of the MK, what's popping? One of the issues was people don't like commitment. People have like a commitment anxiety, and I'm sure women deal with it. Think guys don't want to settle down, and I've been deemed with that title too. He just don't want to settle down. You know, yeah, I'm always in chill mode, man. I'm chilling now. Um, what winds up happening is, I've had to show women that I don't have a problem with committing, but I do have a problem with committing to somebody who's not worth it, right? And what I mean by that is you got to get in a relationship and it's not going to be perfect. I'm not one of those people who believe that, and in my experience, you don't get with somebody and think, oh, they're going to be all these great things and there's going to be no negative. That's bull. Well, anybody know that Eric Roberson be jamming. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, I've never understood this part of it. Um, I've dealt with a lot of women who have commitment issues while they say women are, women want to commit. Oh, Grand, we're going to get into all that kind of stuff later. Gerard, what's popping, man? My bad. I read the thing and didn't say what's up. And a lot of ladies don't understand this. Like, a lot of times, this I don't want to do anything for a man, that's really a commitment issue. A lot of this thing about you got options and everybody wants you. And a lot of guys do want to sleep with a lot of women. But here's the thing, just because we want to sleep with you doesn't mean we want to commit to you as far as relationship. And that's where it goes wrong. You know, what's up, Tony? That's where it goes wrong. And a lot of ladies, as a single black man, that's been my experience with the vast majority of women want commitment from men, but they really can't commit because committing means you have to do something day in and day out for a person, and they don't want to do that. As a guy, I mean, for me as a person, being giving and making sacrifices for other people, I think for me, I've learned that a long time ago. It's not a big deal. O'Shea, play cousin, what's happening? Yeah, I'm gonna get to that too. I'm gonna get to Richard was popping, Grant was popping. Naima, and I don't know if the chat moving slow, but when things pop up, that's when I'm gonna say what's up. But that's part of the commitment issue, right? Because now, as I get older, I see older women wanting, like women are like, what they say older men should be, now it's time to settle down. And having conversations with ladies, they've come to the understanding that they were playing when they were younger, so now they were ready to commit. But the problem with that commitment is they're ready to commit, and sometimes they're just not as they're just not attractive anymore. And that's where the guys kind of, it's like I've met a lot of great women as I got older, but they weren't attractive. I'm not saying it doesn't work both ways, Naima. It's just not attractive. But I think, that's always a issue. And sometimes, one of the other issues that I've seen along the way is it's a work in progress. Tony Davis, thanks, fam. It's a work in progress. Just like she wants a man to commit to her, and you got to work out of being your single nature. I've met plenty of women who have to work into committing. Like they're not good at commitment off top. So it's that part, you know, that's kind of iffy, because what they're fighting against isn't you don't want to be alone, but at the same time you don't want to be with somebody who makes you feel like you're alone, because they still don't know how to actually just be down for somebody, and that's not a process. As you get older, you really willing to deal with somebody. Excalibur was popping. Keenan, what's going on? Man, I'm gonna do my best, fam. I'm gonna do my best. Now, the other thing about commitment that's kind of interesting to me is it's not just that you're committing to the person, you're committing to doing something to make their life better every day. And I think, in my experience, that's something that people really don't like, because if you're committing to make somebody's life better every day, if you part ways, the person who gave the most feels like they lost the most. Here you go, Miss Price. I'm gonna talk about sex next. Don't worry about that. I don't, it's gonna be a problem though. Gerald Meadows was popping. So since we're gonna get into black men being garbage men, one of my single black male dating experiences is sex, of course. And the first thing I'm gonna say is this: sex is both overrated and underrated. And what I mean by that is sex is overrated because I've met too many people, too many women in my years who talk a good sex game, and they really couldn't, they really can't do much. Whether it's a mental issue, a physical issue, and what I mean by mental issues, some of these women have been scarred by um, past experiences, rape, beat, molested, stuff like that. So that's the mental issues. What's up? Well, my bad, my bad. You want, yeah. See, people want to be chosen, but that's a major issue. You know, that's a major issue because the mental part of it is mentally there, and sometimes there's no romance. This is why sex is both overrated and underrated. Because I've learned over the years that when you like somebody, it's the romance part that keeps it going. But I must admit that over the years, women have tried to emulate that they're more manly and romancing. A lot of these women, they look at that as soft or weak. Vern, what's poppin'? You know, so it's hard to romance a woman to work up the mood to actually have a good sexual experience because she takes a little longer to get there than you do, right? The other thing about the sex, to me, that's overrated is a lot of ladies are so overtly sexual in the way that they carry themselves, the way that they dress, the way that they act. I know this to be true. When you overtly sexual like that, and like that come get it type of style, you trash in the bed. It's all a show. Like you, you put on the tight clothes, in a outfits to get attention, and you get all flirtatious, and you want to twerk and show your cakes out and show how you move them. But once you get in the bed, you can't do all that. You can't do all that because a lot of times they get these guys worked up, and he's so horny. When he get her, he gonna go in. So she really has no skills because her skill was to get guys so riled up that he's gonna put in all the work. So she's really not that good sexually. And what I mean by that is she don't really know her own body like that. Now sex is underrated to a degree because they say sex can keep you in a relationship. But the thing about it is people really don't understand how vital that is in a relationship. And part of the problem is because you're not taking the time to learn the other person's body. And I've said this before. To actually be good at sex, you actually have to slow down and take yourself out of the moment of sex while you're having it and kind of detach from the experience for a second and figure out what that person likes, because what you do good is normally what you did good with your ex. It's not what you doing good with the next person. Some things some people might like, but everything doesn't translate from every person to the next exactly the same. Yeah, I remember that, Gerard. I remember that. It was stupid for her to say too. You know, but that's the part of the sex that's very interesting because, you know, a lot of there's some things very simple about women. Their G how if you're trying to hit their G spot, it's kind of like when you in them, you gotta aim for their belly button, aim in that direction when you're going in. If you in missionary or something like that, because their G spot is up. That's why you see them dudes in the porns doing all of this stuff like that, because it's up. But if you're having sex, a lot of times you gotta feel it, and it takes a little bit of time to hit it and her reactions, and then you slowly, her G spot actually can you feel it more and more and more as you do it. The other thing is how can I say this? You have to find out a stroke that works for you so you don't just blow it quickly, right? Because a lot of times you want to hit and you want to hit and that doesn't work. And there's a downside to this. Like when you start, because women talk a lot about sex with their girlfriends, and then when they talk to you as a single man and they dating you. But from my experience, a lot of women don't necessarily, not necessarily, a lot of women don't have orgasms a lot. So usually the men that they keep in their lives are the men that can actually give them an orgasm on a regular basis. Whether it's clitoral, whether it's vaginal, whether it's anal. Because you got to understand, some women have easier ways to get there. One of those three might be their easiest way to get there. Now, the other thing about sex that's the negative, though, in my experience, is that I've met too many sisters who have no problem having unprotected sex. And because they have no problem having unprotected sex, you look at them funny. It's like, I mean, and it's a lot of women who got baby daddies and this, that, and the third. And what winds up happening is they talk about their experiences if they're bad with their child's father, but when they want to have sex with you, they don't mind not using protection. And you're looking like, well, you just gonna have another kid at some point because you don't want to use protection, and you don't want nobody to pull out. So that and some women get off on that part of the orgasm. To be perfectly honest, if it, like, how can I say this? When you with a partner, sometimes you're trying to get to that space where both of y'all have an orgasm at the same time. So when you're throbbing, she's like contracting at the same time, and it's a great feeling when y'all both doing that. But if you get to that space, understand the reason why you're throbbing and she's contracting is actually to push the sperm all the way up to the egg. What's up, Tony? And people like that feeling, but that's prime for a baby to come. And that's the other part of the sex, is where sometimes people want sex so much that they want you, if it's good to them, they want to keep having sex with you, and they want it to be unprotected, and they want the opportunity to get pregnant, not necessarily to keep the man with a baby, but to keep the sex around. And that gets annoying. Now the other thing is women. There's a big population of women. Yeah, I got one. I got a 13-year-old son, Gerard. There's one thing about women are very much so cool with being homosexual or bisexual, and bringing these other women into relationships. That has been, that experience. I'm not one of the people who believe in having threesomes, because if you're gonna have a threesome, I would say it's better to have a threesome with two people that you don't know than to have a threesome with somebody that you're with and bringing another person in, because there's gonna be some friction because women are catty, and if you satisfy two women, they're both gonna wanna keep coming back, and it's not really necessary that both got to be in the room at the same time, because at some point they both going to want you to themselves. Yeah, but I'm just speaking about single black male dating experiences, and I've been around those situations where some of these girls are lesbians, but they're trying to have sex and try to act like they're not lesbians, or by saying they're bisexual, because they're trying to get pregnant. So their threesome is their way to get a baby. Because there are a lot of chicks that like chicks who they like chicks more than they like men, but they really want a baby. That's why they're saying that they like men. You get what I'm saying? So once they get the baby, then they wholeheartedly into liking women. So that happens in this dating market. as a single black man. That happens. Um, Now, I'm gonna exit out of the sex part. I might go back to sex later, but my experiences of social skills are very interesting. Um, what winds up happening, you go out, you meet people. Yeah, truck turner it is. You know, you gotta date though, Devin. You gotta date. Social skills, because before you could date, you gotta have social skills. And when I was younger, when I was a kid, he used to have the sock hops and stuff. And we used to like music and dance to music. And as a kid, you'd be standing on the wall. All the boys would be on one side, all the girls would be on another side. And it's like it's like pulling teeth to get the opposite sex to dance. Yeah, I remember She Hate Me, Edward, and that happens in real life for sure. I've seen a lot of those things recently, and not just recently, because I graduated at 22, so what, that was 17 years ago. So from that point on, yeah, um, it's been a trip. Now, yeah, people are crazy, but the thing about the social skills is people say they want to go out to the club and kick it. That's when you're younger, young adult. A lot of times people going out to the club to drink, but they're not going out to interact. And then they drink first, and then um, they get a buzz enough to get the courage to actually interact with the opposite sex. And that's the problem. So you really don't have social skills unless you tipsy, faded, or drunk. That's where it sucks, you know. And then you go out to places where you can't dance, and the women don't want to dance, and the men don't want to dance. And it's like, so how we gonna meet up together if we can't even talk or we can't have a dance? And an experience is, you could tell a lot by dancing, you know, and by the type of music that people want to dance to. And I used to laugh, when I was young and I go out to the clubs. I'm actually a pretty good dancer. I just don't like dancing. Meticulous was popping. Uh, but here's the thing. I know a woman who wants to actually have a good time because she wants to dance, and I know a woman who is rebellious if she dances and y'all catching a certain groove. Wait a minute, what's popping, man? You said you catching a certain groove, she got a certain rhythm, you catch her rhythm, and then she switch it up. And then you catch that rhythm, and then she switch it up. And then you catch that rhythm, and then she switch it up. It's like, look, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And I've been, in the social skills come out and dancing where you leading. As a guy, you leading, and she's trying to follow. And some chicks have a hard time following because, even in a dance, because I guess that's not what they're accustomed to. When's the last time I had the last time, actually, shit. It was like a game night a couple weeks ago when I actually had a good conversation. One of my best friends is a woman. I had a good conversation with her yesterday. Um, After the game night a couple weeks ago, because that was 2 weeks ago, we actually had a good conversation tonight. I took my friend to the symphony, my homegirl to the symphony, and had a good conversation at the bar Sunday. But I guess you couldn't consider her a black woman. She was Panamanian. Had a good conversation a couple of nights ago at the daiquiri shop. So I do have these conversations. So just so you know, Keith, that's part of the thing. But that's part of the social skills thing. Like, we had these uh that's part of the thing too, fam. Like, talking is an issue because people don't have anything to talk about. A lot of times when you're going out, it's like a meat market. It's not necessarily a conversation being had. And when you're trying to get to know somebody, people don't want to talk anymore. So if you get a phone number, is it really worth it or not? Because that person might not want to talk. They might want to text. And that's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but But the texting culture, if somebody says, social skills like, okay, what's your number? What's your name? What's your number? And they'll say, oh, well, here's my Instagram handle. And actually, your Instagram handle. You know, I didn't ask you that. But you can use a person's social media as kind of a window to who they are. Because, yeah, exactly. Truck turning people dating like teenagers. So you see people's Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, and you see what they're interested in, how they present themselves, and then you might get turned off. You know, and the social skills come out. Long time ago, I tried online dating before, but it's just like going to a club. Somebody puts out the worst, puts out a picture of themselves, and you're looking at them, you judging the picture, but they really don't want to talk. They just want the attention. The same thing as you go out, and I found that it's very much so easier to meet people face to face in public than it is to do online. So I haven't been even thought about some shit online in I don't know how many fucking years. You know, yeah, but that's the thing. It does excite women just to go up front and be direct. I think one of the problems is the easiest way to get a number from a black man or black woman as a black male is usually to not necessarily to be aggressive. I'm not gonna say abrasive, but aggressive. Like being nice doesn't necessarily work. Um, like what a lot of sisters see as confidence is really you just being overly aggressive. Super, fuck the Patriots. I know you didn't do that shit, Slide. God damn you. I don't. You know what? You and Tom Brady getting on my damn nerves. Carl's opinion, man. What's going on? Thank you. Man, I don't be on here a lot, Carl. I don't. You see how Sly hating right now. But part of the dating thing is the social skills. The social skills is what's a lot off. Like if you're a black man, how to get a black woman as a black man, you got to be aggressive. What's your number? You know. And the women say, "Oh, Devin, like you said, aggressive is a turn off." I'm gonna tell you something. If it's 100 women in the room and you're one man, your best way to get at least 50, half of the women's number is to come at her aggressively. Come at her nice, you might get 10% of the women. Come at her like, "Hey, man, give me your number." I'm not. I don't even gotta ask your name. Give me your number. Yeah, put all that. Just give me the number. That works. I mean, it's effective. Like that mentality and that approach. I take Aaron Rodgers. He my fantasy quarterback this year. I hope God damn, he fucked up last week though, but he played the Bears. Thanks, Miss Price. But that works. The same thing it works in sex. When a lot of women think, what type of man gets sex? Usually the most aggressive. You know, a guy will say some outlandish stuff to you. How about I stick my dick in your drink, baby? He might get cussed out by 2 or 3 women, but he fucking tonight. I'm just being honest with you. Like that works. Like even I can tell you from personal experience. How if I could go out and be cool and just be chill and be laid back, and I might get a number, I might not. But if I look at somebody, hey, come here. Yeah, come here. Give me your goddamn number. I'm gonna call you tonight. That shit work. She be, oh, you're so sexy. You know, that's what happened. But that's what. But when you wind up as you get older, and I don't like dumb women, so that's one hard thing for me personally. I don't like dumb women, so I don't like approaching women in a dumb way because you can have sex with a dumb woman, but that's pretty much it. You get what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. And for me, that's bothersome. That's very much so bothersome because after you smash a dumb woman, you really want her to leave. And now Uber makes it great because you could tell Uber to come in 45 minutes before while you were getting undressed. Like, come for you be in here in 45 minutes. So after because you ain't gonna want her to stay there, and then bada boom, bada bang, Uber, because you ain't got nothing to talk about, because you don't have no social skills. That's a part of it. Now, Yeah, yeah, Nakiva. I mean, I'm wrong, but if loving you is wrong, I mean, ladies, I'm gonna tell y'all like I'm about to talk about dating. Dating is the next topic. I'm gonna tell y'all from a single. This is why it's very easy to date black women. It's very hard to date black women. It's very easy to date black women because a lot of times when dating comes, a lot of y'all can't date because when y'all date, the reason why a lot of women are single is because you can't date because you don't know how to keep a man. And what I mean by that is when you're dating, you expecting him to do everything. He initiates and you receive. Right, this was popping. So he meets you. He asks you for your number. He calls you. He decides he want to take you out. Rollo. He calls you. He decides he want to take you out, David. You know, he sets up the evening. Blah blah blah. And what winds up happening is you get caught up in the fact that he's doing something for you. I'm gonna get. You know what? I will get to the mouth part, but I ain't gonna do that per se. So what winds up happening is this. Now you in this position where, yeah, okay. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna try not to be harsh though. What winds up happening is this. You don't do it. A lot of y'all don't do anything for me. So men are constantly dating because we're looking for a woman who actually is going to bring something to the table. See, a lot of y'all say y'all bring things to the table, but in actual practice, y'all don't. You know, exactly, reciprocity. Light Nation was popping. So it's like y'all don't do anything. You know that old movie when he was like, if you open the car door for her, if she doesn't reach over and open it, don't rock with her. Like a guy could take a woman out on numerous dates, she'll never cook for him because I don't cook for no man. Okay, whatever. You know, your conversation sucks. He texts you and call you. He thinking about you at work. He cupcaking to get to say he like you, but guess what? You don't respond. You don't text him to say, yo, I've been thinking about you all day. I'm really feeling you. You know, and I remember one of my exes. She know I work out all the time. She knew what gym I worked out at. Ironically, one of the funniest, coolest things she did, she put a note on my car. Now she didn't come to the gym. She just put a note on my car, right? You know, and she da 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 da, and I'm like, who the hell? And it was her, and I'm like, this motherfucker thinks she's slick, little lipstick prints and stuff like that. But women don't do stuff like that on a regular basis. So when it's dating you, guys get tired of dating you because basically you don't do anything. Like he does. Like if you wanted to be a wife, how would he know to lock you down? Cause he going, okay, well, she want to be taken out. She want to be treated nice. She want me to bring all the heavy hitter sex. She want me to make all her dreams come true. And then when I do all that, she gon', and this winds up happening. A lot of ladies don't realize y'all set this trap. Well, when I get a commitment, when I get a ring, no, no, no. You trying to tell me you don't you do nothing for men, but you think if a guy give you a ring, all of a sudden, bing, I know I'm gonna actually be nice to him. It don't work like that. You gotta practice that stuff. You know. So I'm gonna skip ahead because I didn't realize I was this damn long winded because I'm off. I went to work today, so I came home, took a shower, all that other shit. Uh, the other thing about this is this: your friends, like I do. Like, a lot of girls, I would wish y'all actually had friends. A lot of you, in my experience, a lot of sisters don't have friends that are actually in healthy and happy relationships. So what winds up happening is your friends get in the way. Your friends don't want to see you happy. And what I mean, Great Black Shark, what's popping? You know that Lou Gossett gang, baby? You know what I'm saying? uh, y'all don't realize how bad y'all friends. Exactly. Sometimes saying thank you just it means a whole lot. Y'all friends get in the way, yo. And I'm gonna tell you how y'all friends really, really get in the way. you know when if your girlfriend say, "Man, you looking happy, you glowing, whatever you doing, keep doing that." Truth seeker was popping. They tell you happy, you glowing, and they're, "Oh, you got a man," and this, da, 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 da. Them same friends will be the same friends that starts giving you advice to pick that guy apart. I don't, man that eat, if a man eat golden grams, I don't trust him because my last man ate golden grams and he cheated on me with two midget strippers. Like, and then, you ain't no more golden grams. I can't stand a man that eat golden grams. Where did you get that from? What are you talking about? You know, yeah, friends and family. Yeah, absolutely. And this becomes a problem. Your friends get in the way, and a lot of y'all don't want to. A lot of y'all are actually in a relationship with y'all friends, and this is why y'all can't keep a man. And I know this is why I've not talked to certain women or just stopped talking to them because they were so accustomed to dating their friends. You, I was the side nigga to their friends. Me and such and such, we gonna go out on Wednesday, and then we gonna go out on Friday, and then it's ladies' night, and then it's ladies' brunch, and then you know what? Go be with them bitches. I ain't got time for this stupid ass shit. Soul Rubber, what's popping? Tony, what's going on? Like, you want to be with your friends. You don't want to, and sometimes y'all really can't have a conversation, and y'all social skills suck because y'all don't talk to men because all you talk to is your girlfriends. Y'all will talk to y'all girlfriends about y'all man before y'all talk to y'all man about what's going on with you and your man. And this is what happens with the women that are in healthy relationships and happy relationships with men. They'll tell y'all to talk to y'all man first, but y'all listen to them crazy ass girlfriends, who don't nobody like. And then it's hard because I've been in those situations myself where a girl's friends will want to fuck you. And some of y'all ladies gotta like, if you get a man and you ain't had a man in a while, or or your man is making you happy, I don't even care if it's the honeymoon phase. Don't tell your friend everything that makes you happy. But tell him that he's good, but don't tell him everything. Because, I've had girls that I've dated, their friends come to me after me and them have broken up and be like, "Yeah, I heard about, you know what I'm saying?" I mean, because a lot of y'all don't want to talk about this. What's going on, self? Some of y'all fall out with y'all friends after the fact. You lose your man behind your friends, and then you lose the friend because it's stupid. Cupcakes was popping, and then that same friend that put all that bullshit in your head is trying to fuck your ex or your man. And I've been in that situation too many times. The other situation I'm gonna talk about is money. All right, Nakiva, am I not? Oh, wait. Keep the commentary simple. Was I getting too complex, Nakiva? Let me know. Soul Rebel. It's a bitch. That's a bitch when the friends is tripping, man. Jamar, what's going on, man? So I'm gonna talk about money next, but I'm gonna wait because Nakiva said keep it simple. So I just want to know if I'm keeping it simple enough. Because I will adjust myself. Because I'm just talking about a brother's dating experience. A single brother's dating experience. Now, money is definitely an issue. Now, here's the problem that because we came into these situations, the vast majority of black people didn't come from money. So, and the vast majority of the marriage that we saw in our own family weren't focused around money. So now we're into this life where, everybody's trying to get money and have money. And a lot of us are bad with money as is anyways, right? Oh man, you got that gentleman's jack. I just actually left the liquor store because tomorrow, our coworkers, we hooking up. So I bought some rum and some vodka. Lord have mercy. Hold up. And the keeper trying to run me. But when it comes to the money, it's hilarious because I've dated the women who actually came from money, And you got people who come from money who and have money who are only concerned about money. And then, oh man, this ain't nothing, man. Gerard, this is just it's green tea actually mixed with limeade. I don't. I buy alcohol. I really don't drink like that. Um, the thing about it is, and then you got women who don't come from money, who cool too. But what threw a monkey wrench in this whole thing to me over the years is education and student loans. You know, because people can have a job and have a career, and but they don't necessarily have money. You can look like you have money, but your bills are sky high, and you're living check to check with a higher lifestyle. You know, and then I've seen people who keep their shit low profile, and they got money on them, and they got money, but they're not they don't care about money like that because money is not going money is important as far as keeping a lifestyle going for you to actually be comfortable while getting to know each other, being comfortable in the lifestyle you built for yourself. But because a lot of us are bad spenders, money becomes an issue in relationships. Like I've had exes when you had this money conversation, it gets interesting because I've had women who made more than me, I've had women who made less than me, I've had women who made the same amount. Whatever. George, you ain't shit. But I've had women who made more, made less, and made the same amount. What's up, Tidy? And we look at money as how much you make or how much you have in the bank, but we don't look at how much you owe. We don't look at your investments or your equity. We don't look at your income to debt ratio. You know what I'm saying? So we're dating people about, ooh, they got this amount of money, but you don't know how much they're bringing in to how much is going out from what they're bringing in. And here's the other problem with that. Even as a man, you understand you got to be a provider. That's not a big deal. And here's the issue with that. I'm a okay. I have a home. I'm in my living room right now. I got a home. I got a couple of cars. One work car, one play car. So I can take on a woman, and I know this because all I got to do is what I'm already doing. Like I pay my mortgage. I pay all my bills. So if a woman comes into my home, I was doing this before she got here. The home gonna be here. The bills are still gonna come. So I'm in a position financially that, if she wants to work, cool. If she doesn't want to work, cool. But I'm not necessarily a person who thinks a woman shouldn't work because I'm not trying to have any more kids. So guess what? Yeah, she bringing extra trips, right? But a lot of times, if you put a woman in that position, and I've done that, have women stay with me, and I put them in that position where they got on their feet or they made money. A lot of times, they get selfish with their money. They'll be like, oh, you put me in this position, but I'm selfish. This is my money. Even though I've been living off of you and what you got this whole time, oh, this is my money that I earned and I work for. It's like, oh, okay. Well, I hope you saved enough money. You got to go. This is why some of you ladies, you're dating, and you say you want to build with guys, and guys are like, it's because his money is his money, and your money is his money, and your money is your money. And that puts that really messes up the relationship. And it ain't really the finances. I don't know. Lovely lady, what the hell you talking about using a no kid? You said selected the wrong chick. This is why I'm talking about a single black man's dating experiences. Because to be perfectly honest, Miss Price, the vast majority of women in general are selfish like that. I don't know this because I ain't like I did that type of shit for all the but a lot of sisters I know, on a small level, you see this money lets you know how selfish or selfless a person is. And when money's involved, women are very selfish. So it's hard to um, build or be with a person who's selfish. The money part lets you know what's up with them. Like it's only in my lifetime, I met one woman who actually who had a child and had a father on child support, who actually did her job as a mother and took care of the house as a single mother, and put the child support aside in the bank account for the kid. One. I'm 39. I only met one that does that. That did that. I think that kid's grown now. And you know that's the anomaly. Exactly. You, but that's the problem, Excalibur. When you're naturally selfish, you know that's the duality of women. That when as a man dating a woman, that's the duality. When you find out that she's selfish, but she tells you she's a nurturer. When money gets involved, she's not nurturing anybody. It's like, I'm not saying she got to break her pockets, but at the same time, you got to do something for people. You know, like for all the happy relationships and happy marriages that I've seen, the woman she's a giver. She's not a giver on the same level as the man, but she does things for her man. You know, so that's the thing. Now, the other thing I've learned over the years is talked about is issues. Like a lot of times, I've come into the realization that, and I did this a long time ago, that we all got issues. So to say because somebody has issues, they got a red flag, you can't talk to them. I think that's immature. You know, so it's really not a big deal for me. Hold up for a second. It's just really not a big deal. Edward, I sent you something on a Facebook Messenger. I'm gonna tell you about that. After this over, I'm gonna hit you up about that. But we all got issues, and the issue is this: uh, we can't. We want people to deal with our issues, but we don't want to deal with other people's issues. And I think that's a very, very bad problem. Very bad. You know what I'm saying? So what ends up happening is, she got an issue with this, she got an issue with that. Sometimes, if you're looking for just a functional relationship, you might have to help somebody work through their issues. Now, I will say this. Sometimes you got to check people like, yo, you can't have this issue every damn day. I didn't meet you with this issue every day. So could you scale back your issues every damn day? When I was dating you, when I was talking to you, you were a happy person. Now that I get to know you, you know, all your issues control your life. And and sometimes, and I know that works both ways. Like, Topaz was popping. Fam, I'm on my phone on this joint. Like, I got the Zoom shit on my computer and the StreamYard on my computer. But ironically, I just did this on a whim. So at some point I will. But I'll be like, I'll be doing stuff like on a whim. So that's my problem. If I actually set up and stuff like that, I get it. Yeah, you do, cause exactly. Like, I listen to music in the house. I don't really watch TV like that. I like nice music. That's just as a kid I came up like that. And this speaks to the issues part too, actually. Like I've been one of those people that I got exes that have had issues and have issues, and they would call how I run my household a place of peace. So they'll come over my house to have peace. I'm one of those people that my friends would throw get-togethers and shit like that. They come over my house because it's not a negative actual vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, I can really be a mean motherfucker if I want to, but I purposely make sure I don't do that. But if somebody rubs me the wrong way, you gonna know it. But in my experience, sometimes if you can help somebody work through their issues, some people. No, I'm not Great Black Shark. I got a sci-fi one in the works. My homeboy's working on his sci-fi one. When he's done, I'm gonna jump on and do mine. I'm just waiting on him to finish. To be perfectly honest, but I shouldn't even be waiting on that. Actually, I should just do what the fuck I was doing because I wrote my first book faster than he wrote his. He's still finishing it, but um, but that's the other thing. Like issues, issues, issues. You got to look at your own too. Like sometimes I've been in those situations where I had issues and I brought them to other people, and they're like, "Why?" Like some chicks had to check me on it. Like, "Yo, what the fuck that got to do with me? Like, what the fuck that got to do with what we doing right now?" And you're like, "Damn, yeah, you kind of right." Yeah. So it's Sister George, what's going on? Genius, what's poppin'? Okay, I got you. Now, here's one of the things about the issues that crack me up. Now I'm about to talk about this. I don't know how long I'm gonna talk about this. I might be short, might be long. Exes. My single black man's experience is exes are hilarious because some people are not over their exes. And some people uh, want you to be their ex or a better version of their ex. Some people look at you as an ex. Legend of Salmoni. What's poppin'? Some people look at you as, through the eyes of their ex. Yeah, yeah, I feel you, Topaz. And now you got one of those times. Yeah, I did. Now you got one of those situations where, I've met so many people. I remember I met a person and I cussed. I didn't think nothing of it. We was joking. I said something silly like, "Yo, that's crazy," but it was something simple. And she was like, my ex cussed at me. I ain't gonna never go through that again. You ain't gonna cuss me out. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, huh? You know, what's up, BMT man? Well, that's good, Naima. You ahead of the curve on that. But exes are hilarious. Like that's part of what I was talking about earlier with sex. A lot of times people are having sex with you the way they're having sex with their ex. That was part of the thing. Actually, I was talking about with the earlier with sex and threesomes, because people don't want to talk about this, but one of the issues is if you having sex, even in a threesome, your woman might not want you to have sex with the other woman like you having sex with her. That might be a trigger for her. Like this is what because one, she's gonna feel like she's not special, and you gonna be used to screwing her, so you just screwing the next chick like you screwing her, and if it works, oh my god. John, what's happening? My bad, fam. So that exes, it spills into everything. Like sometimes, and the flip side of that is sometimes these exes are good people. Like I've been in situations where I have exes who basically ruin their relationship with the next guy because, like, if I the things like people don't realize this. When you break up with somebody, you might dislike certain things about them, but you might wind up doing the very things that they do that you quote unquote dislike. So now the experiences that you had with them, you might wind up doing those very type of experiences because they introduced you to them. So now y'all broke up, but all of a sudden, the next person you meet thinks you're so dope, but everything that you're dealing with is actually stuff that you learned from the ex, and then they feel like wait a minute, what? I'm just a filler. Like I have a few exes like this, but I used to listen to certain types of music, and then oh, why you listen to that? I used to cook certain types of food. Why you cooking that? And I'm one of those people. Is if we break up, I don't care. Like, okay, we cool, not a big deal. And the same thing happens with friends that I have that are females. They'll get around me, and they be like, oh, I don't like this about you. I don't like that about you. But they keep coming back and keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. And then I see that they swagger jackers. You know, it might 6 months might go, a year might go, 2 years might go by, and then what winds up happening is I've had numerous conversations with different women, and they were in a relationship, and then their ex got mad because why? Okay, where did you learn this from? Oh, I learned it from such and such. Okay, where did you learn that from? Oh, I learned it from such and such. Okay, where did you learn that from? I learned it from such and such. Doug, thanks. How did you find this out? Or me and such did this. And it's like, wait, if the same name keep coming out, he gonna start looking at you like, why the hell we doing everything that you learned from your ex? How come we not having experience? So if and this winds up happening, the dude breaks up with her because he's introducing what he feels is new experiences, and she's introducing all the things that she experienced with her ex. Wow, you smoke a brisket like your ex. That might not never happen. That might not ever happen. And that becomes a problem. You know? Because I remember, man, I had one homegirl so bad. She had to tell me like, man, we done. Me and him are done because they went to a concert. Hold on for a second. They went to a concert, and he told her. Well, he's like, how did you? For all of y'all who listen to music, Foreign Exchange, Fonte, it's a music group. Years ago, Foreign Exchange came to Houston at Fitzgerald's. It's like a live music joint, right? Like kind of a House of Blues type of thing. And I was like, yo, I'm going to see Foreign Exchange. You got to go. And she's like, you mean that music you listen to in your car? It's kind of cool, but I don't know. So I told her we was going to go. I bought the tickets. And I was like, we're going to go eat because it's like a little strip center or whatever. And we ate at this nice little pizza joint. And then we got in the concert. And we stood up. It was a great show. We stood under the AC. So it was good because it was hot. It was packed. So we was cool. We had a good time, good show, all that. Great day. Years later, me and her, we went our separate ways. But she had told me, after the next day, she was like, you know what? I was really trying to find a reason not to go out. I'm like, your ass always trying to flake out. And I'm like, all right, whatever. But years later, she got a boyfriend, and they wound up going to see Foreign Exchange. And it's like, hold up. And it's like, she told me, she was like, that was kind of one of the straws that broke the camel's back because she was with a guy that she was trying to, how can I say, replay the relationship that me and her had. And the times that she was flaking out and the times that she was acting funny, that were unnecessary. So she was doing all of those dates that she tried to ruin with him and don't ruin them in the same type of experiences. And it was like, yo, he wasn't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem, And when you bring that shit to your exes, they ain't gonna like that. They ain't gonna like that. America was popping. Now the other thing, I'm gonna just move on to that real quick. From that is I've dealt with ideologies for the longest. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gotta shout you out. No, I ain't gonna shout you out just because you said so. I was about to, but nah. Who you talking to? I might put you on timeout. You keep playing with me, player. Hell yeah, I dated. Smoke. Absolutely, I dated a woman with a crazy ex or boyfriend. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say this. So one of my exes, a few years back, her ex was trying to follow her, and I told her, I said, listen, if you if you if that man come to my house, you might want to talk to him because it was actually her quote unquote baby daddy. I said, listen, if he come to my house, I mean, y'all better talk because I'm not gonna play. I'm not. Like, it might be a funeral. Like, I'm not finna play. And I mean, she had to relay that message back to him. Like, look, I don't know what happened with y'all, but y'all ain't together no more. No problem. You mad? Okay. You want to get her back? You might want to call her when she at home. But if you ever show up at my house, you not going home. Walking. You going to the upper room. So, you know, yeah. Okay, Jonna. Fine. What's up, Jonna? But I shout out everybody. Ashley was, yeah, you know. But let me get back to the ideologies. You know, sometimes all these ideologies get in the way of getting to know people. Whether it's quote unquote misogyny or feminism, right? Uh-oh. You know, it really doesn't matter. Like, it gets in the way because you're not getting to know a person. Devin, Devin, what you trying to do? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, seriously, what are you doing? You know, these ideologies get in the way because you're not necessarily getting to know the person. You're looking at the person through the lens of an ideology. You know, I've been on plenty of dates where, oh, you're just a man and a man, blah, 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 blah. You have those conversations and you can't really communicate with each other because because of the ideology gets in the way. You know, you're just a da, 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 and because da, 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 you don't even know me though. This is why we're trying to get to know each other because you don't know me, but you so dug in on this ideology that you really not taking the time to learn me. You know, and what I'm about to say might piss some people off. I'm not into zodiac signs. I'm not into to horoscopes like that. I look at them, but I'm not into it like that. I'm a this and she's a that, And I know my sign, like I'm a Sagittarius. And they say, certain signs go with certain signs, and certain suns go with certain airs, and I don't give a shit about none of that. Oh Mac, what's popping? And I'm like, yo, okay. And then people, I can't talk to you because you are this and I'm a that. And it's like, man, if you don't shut the fuck up, like, if we're gonna have a good time together, I don't think my zodiac sign is gonna get in the way of that. I don't think we're gonna have a conversation. My inner Sagittarius is gonna go, look, bitch, you and your sign and my sign don't mix, bitch. Okay? I just wanna let you know that. So we're gonna go out. But if your sign act up, I swear to God, I'm gonna take this Sagittarius arrow and I'm gonna shoot the fuck out you. Like, that shit don't really happen. But people take that zodiac shit too far. Yeah, shout out and say what's up to Carl, man. And they take that shit too far. So it's the ideologies. You can't meet at the minds with people who don't want to put down their ideologies. Yeah, it's true. I said why earlier. I actually don't mind being single. It's not I don't have a problem with commitment. I don't have a problem meeting people. But I don't like dumb people. I don't like people who are selfish. I got you. I don't like dumb people. I don't like people who are selfish. And I don't like people who are not willing to evolve. And I've ran into And if you, the vast majority of society is not bright. They don't want to self improve, and they're selfish. You know, and so for me, have I met people that uh, that I could have married? I met a few. I actually met a few. It just didn't work out because actually the reason my relationships that could have been serious, that would have actually been serious, like I would have probably proposed or some shit like that. None of those relationships ended because of something in either one of our control. Like I talked earlier about the woman, I was gonna move. That happened. Um, there was a time where, how can I say, somebody else moved. Actually, she moved to a different state. Um, and another woman, how can I say this? The ex I was just talking about, she she was actually gonna move to Atlanta, and then she changed her mind. But that was after some time. Anyway, the last thing I will say in this dating experience is fantasy versus reality. As a single man, I think a lot of people are living in the fantasy land. A lot of people are better in social media relationships than real relationships. You want to be in love for the gram. You know what I'm saying? And that's not real life. Like personally, I'm not a person. I don't need to take a million pictures. I hate pictures actually, but I don't need to do anything for social media. You know. Okay, okay, you funny. Okay, I hear you. You funny. You know what I'm saying? All right. You know. Now, a lot of times I've seen people who are um, they're cool on social media, but they're not cool in person. Or you know, you can't have a conversation with them for real. Like some of the realest people are not concerned about this social media shit. They're not. Turf, man, what's pop? They're not. Like, and I can tell you, like, because I make content, I don't. I make content because it's a hobby. But this content don't control my life. You get what I'm saying? So I can make content all day long because I think a lot. But in real life, you think I'm not taking women out? No. In real life, yeah, I'm taking chicks out. I just did a video about, four different women's responses. It's not but when you interact with people, what's happening, Cassandra? When you interact with people have a fantasy. Like, like ladies be like, I want to eat at this restaurant, I want to go to this place, I want to do that, and I want to take pictures here, and I want to fly, and I want to take trips, and I want to shop. That's some fantasy shit. Yeah. The reality is, you really want. For me personally, I'm one of those people. Like, look, I just want to wake up next to a nice person. She can make some breakfast. I can make some breakfast. Hell, I like cooking, but we get along. You know, pick up. Sometimes we gonna go out. Sometimes we gonna stay in and chill. Just laugh. Beta male provider. But it's like we can laugh. You ain't gotta go nowhere and do anything. That's to me, that's a real relationship. Somebody you talking to, somebody you have fun with, you talk to. Of course you're gonna have sex with, and you have experiences with. It's the same as a friendship to me. And I got family members that have been happily married for decades. It's the same thing with them. They have conversations, they have date nights, but they have their own separate lives also. You don't have to be up under somebody all the damn time. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I feel you. I feel you, Nada. Because, you know, the fantasy is part of that. Like, it's about me, 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 me. you know, no, it's not about you all the time. The reality is, if as a single man, I learned this a long time ago. You know, you gonna have to give. That's the reality in a relationship. If you think your fantasy is you get the benefit off of somebody all the time, it's like having a fantasy of I want a freak. I want a chick that's a freak. Okay, so you want a chick that's a freak. So every time you see it, you just gonna hit it. Every little freaky thing, every little freaky position. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. That fantasy is gonna get old. No matter how freaky she is, you're gonna love the freakiness, but it's gonna be like, all right, all right. I mean, I really enjoyed that, but it gets old because the sex gets old. Because there's a difference between a lot of people don't even want to say this, and this is part of being a fantasy and a reality. A lot of people don't want to say they're looking for love, and making love feels better than having sex. But to make love, you actually have to be intimate and have an intimate bond with somebody. To have sex, you just gotta have an erection and you just gotta get wet. That's it. So what winds up happening is people live in this fantasy. I don't care if you hate Maxwell, so what? I like the song. And what's happening to you? What's happening with you? I'm sorry. But that's the truth. And anybody if you've had enough sex in life, you've had sex with somebody you was in love with. And I bet you y'all making love is way better than you having great sex with somebody. You ain't gonna find that on a regular basis. That shit is that's just an experience to itself. But this is the fantasy that you're gonna find this great relationship while you're dating by living a fantasy. If you want a real relationship, you gotta be in reality. And I've been down that road plenty of times where I met too many people who were too many ladies in fantasy land. And then when you bring some adult shit into a relationship, they can't handle it. They still in high school. They still, in college. They still fresh out of college. I don't. And as an older, at my age now, I'm seeing a lot of, and I've met a lot of women that I used to talk to when I was younger, and some of their friends, and it comes to pass that now they're grown women wishing that they can have the relationships that they had in the past, not just with me. You know, that would have been fun actually too, Devin. I'm sure that would have been fun. But I ain't coming back to Chicago. Them toll roads a bitch. It's a toll every damn well. I was there like 3 days. I had like $50 something worth of toll. Tolls, like damn. But the reality versus the fantasy is the crazy thing to me, at least. And that's part of the experience that it's hard to be real with people because a lot of people just ain't real. And that's part of the fantasy part. A lot of people are living in a fantasy to the point that they're not real. So how the hell are you gonna deal with somebody? That's why so many black men with white women just because of lust. No. I mean, I get it. Like, I take like the reality actually of black men, and black men don't really date out like that. We really don't date out like that. But this is the thing, like other groups of women per capita. Okay, most other as far as black women is concerned, black women to me are the most beautiful women on the planet, by far. But collectively, the least feminine women that I see, you know, and guys have a hard time dealing with that lack of femininity on a regular basis. That's why you see guys hopping from chick to chick to chick, because even though we might love these chicks or like these chicks, they too fucking hard, you know. And a lot of times, part of that fantasy and the ideology of women, oh, I'm strong and this, that, and the third is that shit, man. You too strong for your own damn good. Like, a guy wants a woman who's soft. He wants a soft place to lay on, not a chick who has a manly ideology, and she thinks she can be a man just because I got a job, so I could be a man. Oh shit, yeah, I know, I shouldn't. But that's part of the fantasy too. Like, you know, just because you got a job, you could be a man. You can't. You know, and that's the thing. Yeah, often too tough and afraid of sensual love making. Like, you can't. You know, I've had sex with plenty of sisters who you gotta really fuck the femininity into them. They kind of, you know, and they can tell in the middle of sex like, oh, he gonna make me feel something. And they try to fight that shit. And guys know what I'm talking about. You start having sex with them, you know, and all of a sudden they start crying, and not crying in a bad way, but crying like they finally could just let it go. And when it first happened, you know, when you're younger, you like, what the hell? The hell wrong with this bitch? You might have one of those reactions like, you out? Take care, smoke. I ain't gonna say you know your real initials. You know you my dog. It's not combat. It's not combat. I blame George Macon for all these damaged women. But in the beginning, you like, I mean, how I say it like this: when you're younger, you looking at yourself, damn, my dick's so good, I made it have a mental breakdown. Goddamn, boy, I'm a champ. Goddamn it. But after a while, when it keeps happening, you know, you gonna steal a line car? Oh shit. You know, but after a while, it's like, okay, you start seeing them like they really don't know how. Like, I hate to be rude this way, but a good dick makes them feminine. You know, and some of y'all guys know what I'm talking about in this experience where she's so hard, and she'll come over kind of acting hard, but kind of acting like, you know, she really wanted that night, and you hit it, she go to sleep, you wake up, she all on your chest, all smiling and hugged up, and she get up, she go in the kitchen, she might be cooking naked or with a t-shirt on, dancing or whatever type of music, and now she's not hard no more. She's real loose, and she's really happy, and she's real, you know, ladylike and dainty. And then she goes out into the world, and the next time she comes to your house or your apartment, it's the same scenario. Like, you know, and after a while, she wants to be in a relationship because under your covering, she can be more feminine. But it's like it's a process, and sometimes guys don't like that process with a lot of sisters after a certain age. Like with other women, that process of femininity isn't there. You know what I'm saying? You know, see, I like to stay in control, but I mean, I met chicks like that, like, you know, and they don't want their heart. Their heart gets involved with their vagina. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When it wears off, look out. Like, that's the thing. Like, you know, you deal with these situations because, you know, chicks don't understand that fantasy of being strong ain't really the reality. You know, a lot of brothers have been in those situations with, like, I don't even date. I've never actually dated or had sex with a woman who wasn't black. Now, I've had sex with all types of black women, American, Caribbean, African. I've dated that whole range. You know what I'm saying? But, uh, you know, scared to make deep eye contact women. You know, I think that's one of the things about doggy style. I like a lot of times, ladies don't want to understand that some of y'all are so damaged it plays out in y'all sex life, and that's how some of us know who we dealing with. Like some of y'all, you know, you come alive if you grab her by the back of her hair and yank the shit out of her from the back. Like she was all cool and demure and hard, but when you know, a light just shines when you hitting her in a certain position, and you driving down on her, and then she's like, oh, she comes alive through sex, and it's like it's cool, but at the same time, you really sometimes want her to come alive through life. And what I come to find out over the years is, um, when you're dealing with some of these ladies, when you do certain things for them that are special things outside of sex, even if your relationship may fade or fall out, she'll still keep the stuff, either the memories or the gifts, and they remind her of things. And it's not. And some guys don't realize this because how would you know? You know what I'm saying? She might like a certain perfume because it makes her feel a certain way because you made her feel special. She might like a certain gift and she keeps it because it gives her a memory that it feels special. I've been down that road plenty of time. Because certain things are non-sexual. Having an explosive orgasm allows yourself to be vulnerable. Nice time. Hey man, I'm trying, fam. But yank my hair, have you draw back enough. You know what? Hey, you don't like your hair. Like, I've been around all kinds of chicks. Chicks like the hair pulled. Chicks, what they call, like a shocker. Some of y'all know what a shocker is. I could tell y'all one of the coldest tricks right now. I don't know if it's a shocker. Like if you're a man, depends on how freaky the chick is. Choking, yeah. Depends on how freaky the chick is. If you in doggy style, give her a shocker, which is put your thumb in the other hole, and take your other hand and start rubbing her clitoris. All this at the same time while you hitting it from the back. She's not gonna be able to, and you ain't gotta, you gonna have to build up a rhythm and do it simultaneously, but she gonna lose it, you know. But that's just, put the Tim on her neck. Hey man, that shit used to be hilarious. But but that's part of the process. What are you doing? But part of that process is actually, let me get back to this part because y'all made me go off a little bit. A lot of sisters don't realize the femininity is so lacking. Dana, oh my God, I'm gonna call Jack for your ass, Dana. But a lot of guys, a lot of women, sisters don't realize that lack of femininity is why guys stray, because it's only so many times we're gonna take that hard shit, even if we like you, even if we love you. So you might wind up going in another direction because you need a break from that hard ass acting. And other women of other races are more feminine nowadays. I'm not saying brothers are dating other women, but a lot of times, I know brothers who just like having conversation or being in different environments and company of other women just to kind of be in a more feminine space. Because a lot of the women of other races aren't as attractive as black women. They're just more feminine. So you just want to be around the femininity. And then when you get your feel of that, you're like, okay, let me go back to this hard ass chick, bitch I love. So that's part of the problem. And sometimes, and I gotta say this because I've seen this, been down this road too, where sometimes some of us guys, we have bitch ass tendencies and we want to blame it on the women. I will say that. I will say that. You know what I'm saying? Some of us do some whole ass shit, and this is why one of the reasons why I say I'm not a fan of cheating, because you can't call yourself a real man if you can't, if you're gonna be single, be single. If you're gonna be in a relationship and say, look, I need somebody else, I want somebody else, be honest and say that. You know what I'm saying? Don't say you're a man with your homeboys and a man amongst other men, and then when the phone ring, you ready to duck and hide because you don't feel like getting caught. That's some bullshit. Been down that, I'm not a cheater like that. I'm a person that like, look, if I don't like you, if I like you, I like you. I can like you and realize, man, this motherfucker ain't no good for me. I like you, but I'm gonna find somebody else because you ain't no good for me, even though I like you. And I've been around that shit where man, Tony, you killing me. You know, yeah, it's a lot of guys do have these auntie attributes, like and a lot of guys don't realize, even in the dating market, you wonder why some of these girls, some of these women look for a certain type of man. Sometimes they're looking for these hard guys because a lot of these hard guys are actually insecure little bitches and they can run them. And sometimes they're looking for these hard guys because these hard guys are actually hard guys, and they need that masculinity in their life. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference. You got to figure out which one of you. To a degree, you got to learn your balance though. Like, cause I can tell you from experience, you know, women need, like, a lot of women are frustrated, and I learned this over time, is because they need the guidance and direction of a man. And what I mean by that is this: to have peace in their life, you know, they need a guy to say, look, don't do that, do this. And it's not one of those things, women, why don't tell me what to do? Guys, a lot of times, guys ain't trying to tell you what to do. Guys are trying to tell you, because a lot of sisters, a lot of single women have a lot of shit going on with them. And it's a lot of anxiety and it's a lot of drama. A lot of times, you know, we trying to tell y'all how to lessen the drama and anxiety. And y'all might want to hold on to the drama or the anxiety, or y'all just can't see it from that point of view. And sometimes you got to leave those women alone and then come back and they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out after a while. It's like, okay, I got you. I got you. Because like I had a story about a homegirl of mine back in the day. I was going out years ago. I was going out to a club and she was like, you going there? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, I'm going there too. I'm going to get dressed, you know, and I'm going to come. So she came with me. And, well, she came into my apartment because she was my neighbor at an apartment complex back in the day. And she's like, she came out, she was dressed, she looked good. She's a fine chick, you know. And she was like, what you think? I was like, you look good. I said, but here's my question. Who you trying to holler at though? Like, what kind of man you trying to attract? And then she was like, I'm trying to attract, you know, a guy that's kind of sophisticated, kind of cool. I said, well, you ain't going to attract him with that outfit. You going to attract somebody that's trying to fuck. You going to have to get a classier outfit to stop the dudes who just want to fuck from approaching you so you can find the quote-unquote sophisticated guys you're looking at. That's something just real small. You know? and George Macon is giving out masculine lessons. He's the lead singer of the Temptations. You know, so he can help y'all direct and correct and protect these women. Hallelujah. I'm still blaming you, George, damn it. But sisters do need that. And a lot of sisters don't want to admit that shit, though. And what winds up happening is a lot of times I see a lot of women, like I'm seeing a lot of women now in the gym getting their body together as they're older, because all of the shit that the guys tried to tell them when they was younger that they didn't listen to, they're doing it now. And it's like, okay, now I know I need to be a lady. Now I know I need to be a woman. Now I need to know I need to listen. I need to take direction. Because women don't build legacy. Women don't understand the idea of legacy. So what man, well, don't even worry about it, fam. Cause I'm so sporadic with this shit, you know, it don't make no sense. It really don't. You know, it just don't. A few people told me that. I'm like, I'm gonna make you a mod, and I don't know when the fuck I'm gonna show up next. We're gonna mess up. But you know, a lot of sisters are getting their body right, but they just starting to get their mind right from all the other shit that they've been doing. You know, and this is why I talked about chicks being swagger jackers later, you know, earlier in this live, because when they're a swagger jacker, they're taking on information. And I'm gonna say it this way. You know how I know chicks need direction? Because even lesbian chicks try to hang around straight men to learn how to direct women properly and guide women properly. And it sounds weird. Like, I live in Houston, so I've been around a lot of the culture out here is a lot of strip clubs for one, and there's there's a lot of bisexual chicks and lesbians, and you know, lesbian couples with children, and you know, this, that, and the third, and they have girls who used to be lesbians, now they married and shit like that. As you get older, you find out all that other shit. Lipstick lesbians that's married, and they don't consider cheating with a woman cheating, but if a man is cheating with a woman, he cheating type of shit. But one of the things is even those chicks try to hang around guys to learn how to guide women because a lot of ladies, it's not that they have daddy issues and they're looking for a daddy. It's that, and in my experience, a lot of women say they have daddy issues or abandonment issues, but a lot of times what it is they actually have femininity issues, and they don't know how to keep a man because they don't know how to interact with a man because their mom and dad weren't in the same room. You know what I'm saying? They have real femininity issues, and they start rebelling against you telling them how to be more feminine. And then you like, I can't put up with this shit. I'm gonna go find somebody else. You know, and one of the greatest correcting tools for a guy that like me that's single is, I just get with a woman who is what I want. If I'm with a woman and she doesn't understand where I'm going, I'm like, yo, this is what I'm gonna do. You don't obviously get it, so I'm gonna be with somebody else. And and then they might, because some of the exes that I've had some exes, because I like chicks who are fit. Uh-oh, you went to straight Jesuit? Oh shit, seriously? Damn. Call, man. Oh wow. Okay. I never went to high school out here. I went to high school on the west side of Chicago. When I first moved out here, I was living by, what is that, Willow Ridge? I think Willow Ridge, and my younger cousin went to Dulles. Yeah, my cousin stayed in Mo City. I used to stay in Mo City. But let me do this. The crazy part about it is I've seen this so many times because some of the chicks I used to know back in the day, I don't have a problem with chicks who are quote unquote wild a little bit, or I like fit chicks. So a lot of times, because I like fit chicks, they can have a masculine energy because they're in shape and they're fit. You know what I'm saying? So it could be the testosterone from the working out, or it could just be their attitudes because they work out so much. I don't know, but I'll have to like, yo, we not in the gym, bitch. We not in the gym. Like, calm the fuck down. Like, okay, we're eating right now. We just in Chick-fil-A having a conversation. This ain't a goddamn curling agenda. Like, what the fuck is you doing? That type of shit. But I don't mind it because I like fit chicks because it's the damn supplements. It might be because I don't take supplements. You know, because I had, when I was younger and I was a kid, I had a crush on Angela Bassett, and I ran track. So this is why I like fit chicks, because I know fit chicks age well. You might not. A lot of y'all ladies think women are so muscular. They too muscular. Yeah, they muscular when they're young, but like when they hit 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, they're built like they're like maybe 30. So that's the thing about them. You know, so I like chicks with muscular arms because they remind me of sprinters. And I ain't never seen a ugly. I ain't never seen. I've seen an ugly sprinter, but I ain't never seen a sprinter with a bad body. Never in my fucking life. You got to have a. Ironically, either you gonna be built like you run track, or you built like you play volleyball. That's my thing right there. One or the other. Basketball chicks, some of them ain't just some bad built bitches. They just can play basketball. Them shorts and shit be hiding it. But yeah, and working out does make a difference. Lou Ferrigno to her. You won't like me when I'm angry. But yeah, that's part of it too, though. Like, presentation. Presentation is a big thing. They do have a bad body, dog. You know that, White Ranger. You know what I'm talking about. Music. Now, one of the I'm gonna get out of here after this. One of the things we that I learned along the way is this: that men and women are different, and we gotta, and I learned this a long time ago. Like, ladies, if you meet a man, he's not gonna think like a woman. Okay, he's gonna think like a man. So don't. And sisters in particular, stop trying to talk to black men like they're women. They could have been raised by their mama, but they don't think like their mama. So, and fellas, even though you reach a certain age and we think with logic, stop assuming these women are gonna think with logic too. They're women. You know what I'm saying? They're women. Like they think like women. So the thing about it is having a conversation. You got to have conversations that meet in the middle. You know, and that's the problem. You know, Kima's cool. Kima's cool. I ain't been there in a very very long time. But it's a cool. It's a real cool environment. Cool date night, all kind of shit like that. They have a lot of those things now in Houston. They have like a bunch of. Um, it's not like Kima because Kima's a boardwalk next to water, but they have a bunch of like. There's one called City Center, La Centera. It's a bunch of them where there's another boardwalk out here where it's like restaurants, nice scenery, live music, little playground for the kids, movie like the movie theaters and shit like that. They got a lot of stuff like that out here now, and there's multiple ones on each side of town. But we need to, but the understanding is lacking. Like we can't, you know, like I've told women a lot of times, like, chick, I'm not a woman. I don't. If we have a conversation, I'm not gonna see your point of. I'm not gonna talk to you from a female point of view. And if you expecting me to talk to you from a female point of view, you out of your damn mind. You know. And this is part of the conversation piece about even lacking social skills is where, I've dated plenty of women who I can tell her something, and then she'll remix it in her head, what she felt like I should have said or felt like I did say, and then it's like I ain't say that shit though. Like I had one ex, I had to prove this point to her. Serena Williams fine as fuck, but she built like a volleyball player. She not built like a tennis player. You know, uh, but I had one ex. I proved the point to her. I said, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna show you that you don't understand. You have a bad listening ear. So instead of talking to her, I wrote it down, and then she read it, and she went off about something that wasn't even in the goddamn on the page. And I said, read it again. Tell me where that was at. She's like, how you know it's not there? It's like I wrote the shit. That's how I know it's not there. Read it again. And then she was like, what I thought. I said, well, exactly. You read a whole goddamn page of words and you thought something was there and it's in writing. I don't have to repeat myself. It ain't out of context. It's in writing. And that hearing part, to me is an annoyance as a man. I'm like, damn, you don't fucking listen, yo. Like, you don't listen. Like, so how can I work with you if you don't fucking listen? You know what I'm saying? What? Wait. You talking to me, fam? I'm sorry. Because I ain't going to, fine. Let me see something. Color America. We have a culture. Like America just has colored Americas don't have a culture. Yeah, we have, black folks got a culture. It's just America. I'm going to wait to see what you may say before I leave out of here. America really doesn't have a standard culture. And that's the problem. Like, America stole so much of our culture, and we keep reinventing new things for our culture that, you know, it is detrimental to our culture. Because that's what America does. Like, America is a hodgepodge of black culture, Hispanic culture, French culture, British culture, um, got Asian culture. You know what I'm saying? And we throw all that shit together and say this is American culture. No, the fuck it's not. There's no good goddamn way it's American culture. You know? Yeah, that selective hearing is a bitch. You know? Right. No, all cultures didn't come from us. We got a lot of influence. You know what? Serena fine. A lot of people don't. I don't understand how people don't think Serena's fine, but I think it's because of her body, her body type. because she's so thick. Like a lot of times, some guys don't like chicks that thick. Because some guys can't. They can't really. You met a chick that thick and you just couldn't do nothing with it. I ain't saying that's you, but I'm just saying sometimes, eh, big like a man. Serena's like what 160. And for black women, that's a different thing. Like she's big. Serena Williams is definitely big, but she's built like a woman. She's not built like a man. There are women who actually, you know, have no ass and big stomach. You know what I'm saying? She thick and curvy, like yeah. But and the irony of it, people get mad, talk about Serena, but to be perfectly honest, I'm gonna show y'all how full of shit motherfuckers are with that. Serena, nobody ever brings up Venus. Venus is bigger than her guy. Is bigger than Serena. Truth be told, because she tall as fuck. And when we think about other chicks, like people bring up porn, Cherokee the ass, Serena, Beauty Dior, Serena. I mean, no, Serena is not 6 feet tall. No, no, Serena is not 6 feet tall. She between somewhere between like 5'7" and 5'9". Yeah, beauty thing like know. Yeah, but you know what, Casper? That's the funny thing about fit chick. People think fit chicks fit chicks don't have. Uh, a lot of fit chicks have soft asses and soft legs. I think that's why I say I like girls with track bodies. Anybody who's ever dated a chick who ran track, she looks very muscular, but if you feel her body, it's soft. Like because you got to remember, women aren't as muscular as men to begin with, and women have bigger legs and asses than men by nature. You know what I'm saying? So they're not as muscular as us. Our legs are hard. Their legs aren't at all. And you got to, and women like that. They do a lot of stretching. So their muscles are a whole lot looser than men because women are flexible. You know. So that's the thing about it. It looks like a shitload of oh man, that shit hard. Like, you know, bitch look like she got muscle like Adrian Peterson. Roxy Reynolds was a fine motherfucker, yeah. But when if you ever, you know, get with one, get with a woman that has like a track body, and I promise you, when you rub her, like you know the old I'm gonna give you a massage routine. Do it. You can be like, God damn, this girl legs soft. Her skin soft, her legs soft. And then you can be like, her ass like, God damn. And then, it ain't loose booty soft, because sometimes that shit looks cute at a certain age, but when it gets old, that shit goes to hell. You know. Shut up. But that's the thing about it, man. That's the thing about it. Like don't assume fit chicks are hard. Now their arms may be hard. Their arms and shoulders could be hard. Their back, nah. But waist down, they gonna be soft, dog. They gonna be soft. Just hear me when I tell you they gonna be soft. Just like that's why I say I like girls with a track body or a volleyball body. It's muscular, but it's actually very soft. You know what I'm saying? But sporty spice. But let me get the hell out of here, man. Shit, I can go kick it now. It's 6:30. So y'all have a good one. I appreciate all y'all for coming. I hope y'all got something from this, man. Peace.